All right. We're live, recording, that is. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Listen Dude Podcast, episode 10.
Double digits now.
Double digits.
Let's go.
I'm with my buddy Jaron, and we got a special guest, my buddy Nick. Nick, how you doing?
I am great, man. We were just talking about some different things we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
We'll get into it. For people who don't know you, give people a little spiel about who you are, what you do.
For sure. My name's Nick Richardson. I go by Nick Rich online, and I'm the director of content for the Kansas City Pioneers, the esports organization here. I've been playing video games pretty much my whole life, and prior to working with the Pioneers, I was running a Sonic in Topeka, about an hour away from Kansas City, and then started doing Pioneers on the side. Eventually, we grew and scaled to the point where I got the opportunity to do this full time. So, been doing that full time I just celebrated 2 years.
That's awesome.
How do you get to do like something this full time? I guess.
That's a really good question. There's a lot of people wanting to know how to like get involved with esports.
It seems like it's difficult.
It is. It really is, because right now it's still so early. You know, even though esports have been around for almost a decade now, or a little over a decade, it's still super early in the process. So like, it's as dumb as this sounds, like your social media presence and the following that you have is like your credibility.
Well, it makes sense though.
That's a good point.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have to have some credibility, like, I guess, on socials to.
Yeah.
He just chair down.
It's the second time.
But no, like I got my initial opportunity with Pioneers because I was a little over 1,000 followers, and they saw that and they picked me up as a content creator.
That's so cool.
I saw. I looked at your Twitter today, and I guess you're at 5,800 right now.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Congrats,
that's
dude.
awesome,
That's
man.
awesome.
That's really good.
You were grinding, I bet, right? Huh? Because you're streaming what, 3 days a week?
4
days a week.
Right
Yeah.
now, yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
How long are you streaming on those days?
Like 6 hours or so.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
but
I don't have that attention span, man.
No, yeah,
I cannot do it. Like I can barely stay sitting here for like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Whenever we game, like in between matches, he's got to get up and do something.
Like it's like even if like a match like 5 minutes, I got to get up and like go pour a drink or something. I cannot stay.
Like
sitting.
in the old Black Ops 3, Blackout. You couldn't buy your buddies back, so if he got killed, you're just watching for
you just take off
30 minutes.
Take off.
for sure.
That's really cool, man, and it's so. I think I found you on Twitch. This is kind of how we kind of met. I found you on Twitch, saw you on Twitter, and then we met at HCS Kansas City.
Yeah.
And your voice was like
Gone.
It was ripped, dude. It was gone. And I have to tell you, one of the coolest things was coming up the escalator and hearing the KCP chant off in the distance. I was like, dude,
I get goosebumps every single time. Like, so I've been to a few major LAN events by now, mainly in like, I think my first one I ever went to was 2015 Dallas for Call of Duty. And then since then, I've been to a few different Call of Duty events. I went to Raleigh for when Halo came out earlier. That was in December of last year. And then Kansas City, which was the first ever major esports event in Kansas City. So we didn't really know what to expect in terms of like the local presence and how much of a fan base we had here. And then just seeing the turnout was insane. Like,
it was awesome.
So is it like? I don't know. So is it like definitely like growing here in Kansas City as far as like esports goes and stuff?
Yes. In fact, I was going to say at HCS, I got to meet some pretty cool people. I met you in person for the first time. I got to meet 2 of the Halo like community managers. And what's cool is I was going to go talk to a guy who owns Level Up Arena. Yeah, you've been to Level Up, and they just moved to Hy-Vee Arena. I need to go check it out. But I was waiting to talk to him, and he was talking with some people, and I look over, and I see this guy with long hair, and then this other guy, and I was like, I think I recognize this guy from YouTube videos on Halo. Whenever they would do updates, it'd be the guys who would be live streaming it and stuff.
Okay, cool.
And I talked with one of them, and then all of a sudden, this guy is done talking with somebody, and he walks by, and he's like, "Hey, I'm Jordan." I was like, "Oh, hey, Jordan." I'm like, "You're the guy from the freaking commercials."
Yeah,
it was Legion. I met Legion.
Oh yeah,
and I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
He's on the commercials for Google Fiber.
And
stuff. And it's so cool seeing video games grow in Kansas City. Just like Nick was saying, Kansas City Pioneers, the Halo event was awesome. It looked amazing. I was there the weekend before for Comic-Con, and Comic-Con was busy, but that place, I mean, I don't think there were enough seats for HCS Kansas City.
There's people standing around the crowd. The venue was packed. I mean, the crowd noise that we made rivaled like what Optic has created over the last decade.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Really? Wow.
So for us, I mean, like they've still, when the Pro Series was on a couple days ago, they were like, "What's your favorite part about Kansas City?" Talking amongst each other with the casters, and they all were like, the fan base was insane. Because anywhere else you go for LAN events, like it's Optic, who's the fan favorite for multiple esports or like FaZe Clan or now 100 Thieves, and that stems from like Nadeshot being part of Optic back in the day. So like just having that presence was crazy. But going back to what you said about Legion, I have a story about that.
Okay.
So he's
call him out, dude.
No, I love Legion. He's a great guy. I've met him a few times. But before his Google Fiber ad, they reached out to me, which I know, like, it's Legion and then me, right? In terms of content creation.
And then we're down here. You know, I'm down here.
But they reached out to me. They sent me an email. They were like, hey, you know, you're a gamer in Kansas City. You tweeted at us. We followed you. We've talked a few times. Like, do you want to be in our ad? And I was like, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I was like, 100%.
Yeah.
They were like, you know, we'll not only compensate you for the time we spend shooting the ad, but we'll pay for your internet for a year. And I'm like, okay,
cool.
Like this is all I need, 100%. And so obviously super interested. They were like, oh yeah, we'll email you back in like 2 weeks. We just got to figure out our timeline, whatever. And then I never heard anything back. And I sent some follow-up emails, and I was just got nothing. And then I see Legion on the ad. I'm like, okay.
You're like, oh my gosh. So now you're a Spectrum customer.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah. No, oh man. It's just so cool seeing gaming pick up. I mean, I would consider you a pretty big streamer in Kansas City. We got Rash the Smash, you know, Legion, the Kansas City Pioneers. I mean, back in the day, okay? And we'll talk about this because you may or may not be a 90s baby. But typically when you think of like video game and big streamers, I would always think of like the coast and then maybe Texas, you know?
Exactly.
But for the Midwest to get something bit like that, and there's something like, there's a group called KC Game On that's trying to get some streamers. There's, what's the one that does the big corporate events? KC,
I know what you're talking about. Their name always slips my mind though. But
yeah, it's just so crazy. And like you guys were saying, it's pretty tough to get into because I think, and you probably know more about this than I do, but it's still pretty small. Yeah. You know, the esports field. But video games, I don't know if you guys know this. You might know this, but video games makes more money a year than like films, than music, than any other industry. Video games makes like $300.
I didn't know that.
Or like $200 billion.
Yeah,
or something.
And my numbers could be completely wrong, but I just want to put into perspective how small esports is exactly, because like gaming, like you said, it's $1 billion industry per year, and then esports is like 0.01% of the whole gaming, because like I have so many conversations with people. I'm like, oh, what games do you play? And it's just games that aren't played competitively, or even if they do play like a Warzone or a Valorant or a Halo, they don't know about the pro teams that even exist yet. So it's like still brand new to a lot of people.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, it's so cool just seeing this stuff come up, because you know, back in the day it was like people knew who Nadeshot was, you know, and then you know, maybe there's a couple other names there, but it was a very like minute, like niche place, you know. But I just can't go on enough about how big. I mean, I'm repping my regiment jersey, you know.
There you go.
So there you go. $400. No, I'm kidding. No.
I thought you were serious. I'm like, you're an idiot. Dude.
No, I need to get a KCP shirt, a KCP jersey. I would love that. But so you stream on Twitch, right?
Yep.
You got a Twitter handle?
Absolutely.
Instagram?
Yep.
OnlyFans?
Absolutely.
You got YouTube?
I do have YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you doing only your live stuff on Twitch?
Live stuff on Twitch right now, and then I'm taking that content, repurposing it to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, all the platforms.
Sweet. Cool. That's awesome. You know, you're living the dream of a lot of people, and that's really cool. No pressure.
No pressure.
That's really awesome. And it takes hard work, man.
It does.
It takes hard work.
You got to grind that stuff, and like, there's no way I could do that.
And I think we'll talk about it later, talk about mental health, but when you put yourself out on socials, you're opening yourself up to get criticized.
Absolutely.
And then there's keyboard warriors. I mean, you know, it's...
You have to have, I mean, this is just one aspect of it, but you have to have like thick skin, because people are going to talk trash.
You have to have a point where you like, you can't really care.
Yeah. There's always going to be somebody trying to get in your head, or for whatever reason.
If you ever watch, I was watching Tim the Tap Man today. I was watching one of his live streams, and of course he has his chat, and it's just all hate.
Yeah.
Fat this, fat that. And I'm like, dude, how does he look at this like every day, 20,000 viewers on that? But I just don't, I think he's thick skinned and he just doesn't care. He's like, whatever.
And I think I think he kind of uses that as his like maybe persona.
He's
a little
okay to
bit,
make
I
fun
think.
of himself
Because even the doc will call him, you know, Timmy Tinders and
right,
throw that stuff around. But
Tim the Fat Man,
yeah,
you know,
exactly,
stuff like that.
exactly.
And I think that's cool because I think the best kind of humor is the humor where you can make fun of yourself.
You have to lean into
So,
it, like the ninja meme on New Year's Day. He's not seeing enough movement. When he's doing that. Like you just have to make fun of yourself.
I know, and like I said, opening up yourself on social media, man. There's a lot of people who can say a lot of negative things, and I find that the majority of people who talk crap about people is because they're jealous.
Like when he's live, dude, I'm blowing his chat up. Like,
yeah, but usually it's only my mom in chat. You know, she'll leave a like on. I used to stream on YouTube. Really? And then because I'm gonna be like the doc, you know. No, but I mean YouTube live streaming isn't anywhere. Okay, we can talk about that in a bit. But what year were you born? How old are you?
I am 24 years old. I was born in 1998, and the reason that I'm so passionate about this is actually a recent thing that's come up.
Okay.
There's a TikTok that I saw that this it was just like a screenshot, but her caption was, "Everybody who was born in the 90s, like late 90s, is going to be in a fight to be the last person alive from the 19th century or from the 1900s."
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah.
So like, you know, I feel like I'm born early 98, so I have a decent chance. Like, you know,
you have a good chance. So he is a 90s baby, Jaron.
No.
Okay. Just because you were born early 90s, he's turning 30 this year.
It's not about like the number. It's about like what you were raised around. Like I grew up building tree houses in the woods and getting muddy and riding rollerblades and riding bikes and getting in trouble, scraping up knees. You grew up probably working in your mom's kitchen.
Absolutely not.
You know?
Hold on. I'll preface by saying I have a brother who's 30.
Okay.
So yeah,
I
got influence on me for sure. You know, WWE. Like,
you used to beat you up and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I used to beat my sister up,
and then I beat my sister up because she's younger than me. I'm the middle son.
My sister used to beat the crap out of me. So let's be real. But okay.
See, I consider him a 90s baby. That's 90s. It makes sense.
I think like pre 95, man. Like 90 to 95, man. That's a 90s baby right there to me.
I think we're still in the same generation. I think we're still Gen.
No, I think it ended in our generation of millennial ended in like 96.
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up. I don't know
what it is. But I will say that like when as I've started to expand and do stuff on TikTok, like doing the green screen filters behind you and the trends that people do, like that makes me feel old. Because like I can live stream on Twitch, I can make a YouTube video. I've been doing that for 4 or 5 years, but doing the other things that are like just now popping up, it's like, dang.
I heard a guy say this once: when you hit kind of 23 years old is kind of when you lose a little bit of touch with the teenage things that come out.
I can see that.
Yeah. I totally agree with that, but it's really 25.
I got like 8 more months.
There you go.
It's like really 25. I was like, oh gosh.
You know what's crazy is flipping this on gaming. Don't esports, like professional esports player, retire at like 25 or 26? Isn't that like considered old in the esports industry?
Because
what do they go do? Like just do streaming?
I mean, for the most part. So like that's
like Shroud did.
Yeah, that's a good question. So like for most esports, pro players are typically 16 to 18 when they start out, and then 23, 24, 25, and that's probably towards the end of their career. But that's why it's so important to create content while you're competing, because if you build up your personal brand, then you can fall back and do things like casting and analyzing and being a desk host or whatever. But if you're not creating content and you're just competing, like
when you're done, what's going to happen?
Dude, a desk host would be sweet.
A what?
Exactly.
A desk host.
You just talk about the games.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool.
Dude.
That would be pretty cool. Level Up Arena has it to where you can cast.
Yeah.
Like anybody can cast. And we thought it'd be funny to have a couple drinks and
absolutely.
cast a game we don't even know about. Maybe.
I casted a Warzone event there, and then I was just telling you upstairs that last month or either the end of April, like, I got flown out to New York to cast a $5,000 Call of Duty LAN. And it's like that was definitely the most like professional experience that I've ever had. Because other than that, like I don't necessarily pursue casting. I don't want to say I don't take it seriously, but what it is like on my stream, if I'm dead in a game Blackout or Warzone, I'll just cast my teammates and it'll be funny.
Yeah,
or it'll be,
exactly.
So that's like, dang, you're pretty good at this. Like, and then I've gotten a few opportunities from it.
So
what game are you playing right now? I mean, what do you stream?
I wish it was Call of Duty. I really do. Like, I grew up playing Call of Duty, but it's just in such a poor state right now.
Thank you!
It's so bad.
Agree. Oh, dude.
I mean,
I can't play it. I've told you, I guess, like the last 3 nights in a row we played. I'm like, I cannot play this, guys. I'm sorry.
That's why esports is a young person's game, because
I'm falling behind. I am falling behind, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll be 30 in a couple months, and it's like I can't do this anymore. I cannot play this game. So last night we downloaded Sea of Thieves. I've never played Sea of Thieves. Dude, we had the best time playing. We had the best time playing
because we usually play Warzone like
probably
every night. We try to play Warzone and I don't know if it's the skill-based matchmaking. I don't know if it's the certain meta guns they have right now, but we get
it's like unplayable to me for someone who's not very skilled at the game to begin with. I can't have fun with it.
No, I get that. 100%.
No, I can't have fun with it. Like I want to go to play a game to have fun with it, and kind of do good and win, but mainly for fun. And if I'm just not having fun.
So don't get me wrong. I think Call of Duty has a ton of problems right now. There's a lot wrong with it, but I think the main problem is whether you're talking to Warzone or just like public matches, like we've had the last 10 years or whatever. Like there needs to be a ranked playlist if you want to play ranked. And then there needs to be public matches that have nothing to do with skill-based matchmaking, because what you guys are experiencing, and myself too, is like you get thrown into games with players that are similar skill level than you, and you have to try hard every single game, whereas you just want to chill and like hang out.
It's like you can't even have a warm-up game.
You can, it's ridiculous.
That's very true, and
that's a good point. It's a good point.
And this is a personal thing, but I think crossplay should just be between consoles. And because console players don't want to deal with mouse and keyboard players, I think, and then keyboard and mouse don't want to deal with aim assist. You know, so I just think that console to console should be the basis.
Well, I think crossplay can exist, but like in casual games, if friends just want to play with friends. But anything that's competitive wise, like Fortnite or any other battle royale, I say Fortnite because it kind of was the first game to do that. Like there just has to be the same input across everybody. It doesn't make sense to have controller players versus mouse and keyboard players.
Right. And maybe one day they can iron it out, but it's not to the point I think where it should be like crossplay is automatically enabled for everybody. I don't think it's there yet.
I agree.
One day it can be, but I mean, it's just kind of crazy. But what was crazy too is that Warzone, I was about to say Modern Warzone. Warzone is it's pretty good. Like when things are good, it's really good. But when it's bad, you just want to play something else.
Like last night we were playing, I was like, I'm just gonna get through this and have fun. I was pretty chill. I was feeling pretty good last night and played a couple first games. I was like, no big deal, whatever. And then once when that first thing happened, I was like, I was so pissed. I'm like, I can't do this, Kyle. I can't do this. And that's when you're like, what do you want to play?
He cried,
I was tearing up, man. And you're like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I wasn't really feeling Halo, and then Sea of Thieves came up. I just cannot play that game anymore. The only reason I'm playing it is to play with my friends. It's the only reason I'm playing the game.
I don't want to brag, but when there was the King Kong and Godzilla, we were doing pretty good. Okay,
it was easy though. That was easy.
I didn't even play that event. Like
really?
I play mostly Rebirth just because it's so much faster paced.
I can't even. It's too sweaty, man.
I can't. You play on mouse and keyboard, right?
No, I'm controller everything. I'm the biggest controller.
Do you play on a PC though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, back to like what I've been playing recently, just because COD is in such a bad state, is like Halo a lot, which I get my inspiration from our team. Like
Halo's
pretty good. So
it was good. Halo.
It's fun to play. And then Rocket League. I think Rocket League is super fun because it's like the skill doesn't translate to any other game because it's not a first-person shooter like a lot of others.
I feel like Rocket League is like one of those games that it's really fun. It's really easy to like learn, but you have to grind it to like master it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's easy. It's easy to understand, but hard to master. Kind of.
But like I only played Rocket League on my Switch.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It is.
It's fun.
I think it's fun along with Crash Bandicoot.
I saw you streaming. Were you playing ranked? You were playing.
Was it Rocket League?
Yeah.
It's probably ranked.
Yeah, I think you were playing ranked. I got a buddy who I knew in the Air Force, and he loves Rocket League. And it's
a good game.
He goes, what's the highest rank, like Diamond?
Supersonic Legend.
Supersonic? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it goes a bit above Diamond. I've been stuck in Diamond for a while. I just recently got to Champ, and then there's Grand Champ and Supersonic Legend. So it's like the skill gap is insane.
Do you do custom games on Halo?
I can.
Because we do like snipers only.
Okay.
My brother, Nick, my brother wrecks us, dude. You need to put him in his place, okay? He's getting a little cocky.
Every game. The thing about your brother is he's actually not. He's actually, in my opinion, he's actually humble. Really humble about it, dude. But he wrecks everyone, and he just kind of like giggles in the background, dude. Just a night. There's no competition.
Yeah, that guy. But Halo. Halo out of last year 2042 came out last year. Halo was like the smoothest release,
Very
I think.
smooth.
Multiplayer,
Yeah.
so cool. It got me energized to play Halo again.
Yeah,
you know,
I
and
agree.
then that's partly why. I mean, you know, checking out the Pioneers Halo. I mean, that's awesome. You know, and seeing that happen. And I threw a little Halo party for the TV series when it came out, and I bought like a Spartan suit.
Nice.
You bought pajamas.
Pajamas do not come with a plastic helmet.
It's pajamas, Nick. It was pajamas.
But I wore it, and I got sweaty.
There you go. I bet.
But you know, that was really fun. That was really fun. Okay.
Halo did have a smooth release. It's just like, especially from the esports side of things, like it's gone really well. Except since release, like they just haven't kept up with content.
Yep,
Like there's nothing, nothing to grind for really.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So.
That's a good point.
Because
that's a good point.
the first 2 seasons are 6 months long.
Yeah.
Whereas a season's usually like 3 months.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time to play that, I guess. You know. But I really love Halo. We've been playing a little Warzone. We play a little Rogue Company. You ever play Rogue Company?
I did when it released. I'm not the biggest fan of like third-person shooters.
It's
a little
different,
bit
yeah.
different.
Yep.
Me neither, but I don't know what it is about Rogue Company.
Like
Just it's so clean and smooth, and I don't rage quit or anything. It's just so good.
We like that a lot to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah,
And
100%.
Do you do like single player games, or you mainly do multiplayer?
Mainly multiplayer. Like I just grew up playing competitive.
Yes,
pretty much
yep,
everything.
gotcha.
And so I've from time to time I'll play like the one single player game that I've spent the most time playing is Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
Okay,
all right.
the remaster.
just remastered.
Okay,
but
yeah.
like I grew up playing those games too.
Gotcha, okay.
I remember when those
I
were
could-
on Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I could just skate around for hours and like.
I think it was on.
Wasn't the
Nintendo
first release like
They were
Nintendo
on-
64?
I think so.
Yeah,
But I had a
PlayStation
PS1.
Yeah,
I had it on
yeah.
PS1.
I
Along
remember-
with Deer Hunter, Cabela's.
I remember they did Tony Hawk Underground, and they had like Bam, like the guys from Jackass on there and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
Bam Margera. Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole
that was
story mode in those games was so sick. It's like a whole like Underground and Underground 2. You're like traveling the world. It's like Tony Hawk
Yeah.
versus Bam Margera.
Yeah.
Who can do the crazier
Yep,
things. It's
yep.
it's
No,
awesome.
that was really good.
Yeah.
That was really good. Okay. What are your top 3 games? Like maybe ever?
Ooh.
Or you can do just top 3 games you played like recently.
I'm gonna be honest. Mine are probably gonna be boring because like a lot of people, like I get recommendations all the time, and
Okay,
I really
okay.
don't touch a whole
Yeah.
lot of games.
I understand that.
So like, am I going all time? Because then I gotta consider like, are we calling
Even
Call
stuff
of
like you grew up with.
Call of Duty as a franchise or specific Call
No,
of
it's
Duty games?
specific. You gotta
Okay.
get specific.
Okay,
Gotta
well-
get specific.
Number 1 has got to be Black Ops 1 for me.
Okay, yeah.
Because that was the first Call of Duty where I was introduced to like online 6v6
Oh, gotcha.
multiplayer, and there's just so many memories on that game. Like, what really ignited my love and passion for gaming. I want to go with something else that's not like a versus, you know, like
Black Ops 1, 2, and 3. There you go.
Nah, definitely. Tony Hawk American Wasteland. That's another one. Like after you finish the story with Bam and Tony Hawk,
Yeah.
you're like a skater in LA, and like they build an entire skate park of different things in LA. So like you break a letter off of the Hollywood sign, and you put it in your skate
That's
park.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Super cool.
That is kind of cool.
Super cool storylines. Like you rob a casino and steal an elevator out of it. So and then the elevator is part of your skate park. Like you can take the elevator up and then
Dang,
drop
that's-
it.
Dude, that's
it was,
cool.
It was
Okay.
super
It's
sick.
called American Wasteland?
American Wasteland. Yeah.
I don't know if I played that.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch some
Interesting.
gameplay on it. That's kinda
Okay,
cool.
so we got Black Ops 1. American Wasteland.
Ooh.
What's going to round it out here?
All right, this one might be a shocker. Like probably nobody's even played this game before, but NFL Blitz 2003.
Yes. Thank you.
I'm a '90s baby.
I had it on GameCube. Yeah. All right.
Gotcha.
I played it on GameCube back in the day.
That game was
NFL
hilarious.
Blitz, and then they had MLB Blitz
Okay.
too, where
I
you
never
can,
played the
you can
MLB
punch
one.
people off
Yeah,
bags.
exactly.
And dude. Okay, here we go. All right. So I used to take my GameCube up to my buddy's house up the street, and we would get all rollerblades, and we do 4-screen, you know, and we just play Blitz till like 6 a.m. No
Yep.
kidding. That's what we did like every weekend for like a year. The game was the bomb diggity.
Absolutely. My
It was
dad.
awesome.
My dad isn't like a huge gamer or anything, but he'd play that with
Oh,
me and
really?
my brother.
Blitz?
Yeah, and it's because like after the play's over, you know,
You
run
get-
2 yards
you're
and then-
pissed.
and then you just jump on him and like hit him
Yeah,
with
it's
an
like, dude,
elbow.
people's
It's like-
elbow.
Like, dude, like you're so pissed off. Like this guy tackled me, like right at the 1 yard line, and you just like take some anger out.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
Okay.
Instead of throwing
It
your
is fun.
controller.
Yeah,
Hey, that's
You know,
fair, dude.
through the-
That's a good top 3.
That is actually a
You
good
hit
top
a lot
three.
on the spectrum there.
take it. I'll
You-
take it.
No, that was a good one. Okay, so he's turning 30 this year.
Yep.
Okay, I turned 28 this year.
Turn 29
I turned 29. Frick.
okay.
Okay,
next month.
so we still dab.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're watching on video, we dab, and apparently that's out of style.
I do it a lot when I sneeze. Like,
yeah, that's what I used to do.
I do it all the time.
So we were wondering, Nick, if you might be able to help us with some slang terms that are modern.
Yeah,
and if you don't know that, yeah, it's really cool.
I was gonna say I'm interested to see if there might be one that I don't know.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. That's like my guy right there.
Okay,
like, you know?
Gang.
Really?
Yeah, like you're posing for a picture and everybody's smiling, throwing up whatever they do, whatever they're like, gang, gang. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we kind of know what this is. Dead ass.
Dead ass, you're serious.
Yeah, dead ass. Yeah, you're serious.
Okay. I knew that one.
No cap. I don't. What does this mean?
First of all, I'm interested to hear if you have a guess.
It's almost like dead ass. It's like I'm not lying.
Like, I'm gonna get this guy. Like, I'm serious.
Like,
no
literally.
cap,
dude. My dog killed my cat dead ass. Or no,
no cap.
Like no cap.
Yeah.
Like no, and you're like, you capping, like you lying.
Yeah. He's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm on TikTok, man. I keep up with this stuff, dude. I keep up with this stuff.
You are on TikTok.
Quite a bit.
All right, so that's a little
Follow us on TikTok. Listen, dude.
cringe. That just means like that's kind of weird, right?
Yeah, it's super weird. Like, mega weird. Not just kind of weird, but if you're cringe, you're like, let me think of an
embarrassing,
example.
maybe.
Definitely embarrassing. Like,
that's humiliating.
Yeah. Like when someone challenges you to a 1v1.
Yeah, and then they lose 0 to 30, they're cringe.
No cap.
And then you ban them from your chat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad you said that. So this was last year when Cold War was the latest Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Guy comes in my chat. I hardly ever, if somebody's like 1v1 me, I'll just say no or ignore whatever.
Uh-huh.
This guy donated $10, first time chat or whatever, and he's like, 1v1 me. If you win, I'll give you 50. And people say stuff like that all the time, but since he had already sent 10, he seemed legit. So I was like, okay, we 1v1 on Nuketown. He straight up had wall hacks. Like, I would spawn and just die.
Dude, no cap. That's dead ass, man.
Dead ass? No. But why would you spend $10 on my stream to 1v1 me to just have hacks? Like,
so he can cringe you.
I guess. No, he's cringe for
Jaron, just stop. Just stop trying, dude. I'm trying. I never understand why people cheat anyways. Like, do they just have this complex where they have to feel better?
I do. I've never cheated, but I think I kind of understand it. Like, you get home from like a day of work and like you just want to take it out on somebody.
I guess. From that perspective, yeah. Because if people have other things,
you know how many times I've gotten obliterated in Call of Duty, man? I'm just like ready to cheat. It's just like my own personal satisfaction, man. But I would never do that.
And it's a different thing if it's like a public match. There's no money involved. You're just playing for fun. Like, sure, if you want to, whatever. Yeah. But there's people that have walls or aim hack, whatever it is, like playing in tournaments.
Well, even at the end of like
it's a problem.
Verdansk, even at the end of Verdansk, like Courage JD like would stop playing Verdansk because like hacks were getting so bad. Call of Duty wasn't listening.
I think Tim would play all the time, and literally every time he played, he'd run into 1 or 2 hackers. Every time.
Yeah.
I just. And then that's where you
don't really hear about it in Caldera though, because they put like
nobody's playing it. No,
yeah, probably. Yeah,
no, there is an anti-cheat in place now, and I think it's definitely helped out a little bit. Yeah. But every once in a while, there's definitely still.
And that might be another reason, why crossplay between consoles and PCs should kind of go by the wayside for now until they iron it out, just because of maybe people cheating on PC. But or I just don't know if it's just me, being a wimp because I hate getting headshotted, from a quarter mile away, but hey, you know what it is.
What else you got?
Sus.
Sus? Any guesses?
I think it's suspect.
I googled this a couple months ago.
That's a little like you're.
I was at work and we were talking, and someone said sus like as a joke, and I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, I don't know, but it means like if you say like that's sus, like I'm suspicious of what you said or something.
Yeah.
That is so dumb. I'm sorry, man.
It originated that one actually. I don't know like the origins of all of these, but that one was from Among Us, like because it became popular around Among Us when somebody would say something. If you guys have played Among Us at all,
I haven't played.
I've watched a lot of gameplay.
It's basically there's 10 people on the map. You have to figure out who the killer is.
Yes.
So somebody would like be lying to try to defend themselves, and you'd be, that's sus. Because I knew that you weren't.
Or you can just say that's a lie.
They could say it's a lie.
Or that's
so
suspicious.
Old school, man.
I'm just saying.
So old school.
Yeah, I got old school English from '92.
This one's pretty. Vibes. That's just like the mood.
Yeah, vibing.
Just the vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, but what is the mood?
It's a vibe, dude.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
Right on, dude. You guys
exactly. Right? Dabbed. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think
dabbing's like 7 years old now or something. Like 6 years old.
That's so crazy.
What was big when we were like
in like flossing? Because I still do the floss dance. That's like my go-to dance at like.
That was in Fortnite though. That wasn't too long ago.
I remember the floss.
That was like 2018.
Yeah. So I was about to say 4 years or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Did we have anything else? Maybe was there? Do you remember anything that like happened? Like
they say sweaty in gaming a lot.
Yeah, but
that's new.
Is it newer?
Come on, it's within like the last like year and a half, 2 years.
I don't think so. I think it's been around for
okay.
Whatever. Are we talking about like slang for like
anything that's
one slang term that I hate and I started using it as a joke and then it became like I use this all the time just like it always does is lit.
Oh yeah.
I hate saying it's lit, but I say it all the time.
I hate when people on a mic, but I hate when people say it.
Would say lit.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I will do the same thing for things I think are like ridiculous sayings, and then I'll eventually start saying it for real. And I'm like, what if I'm like Anakin? I become the thing I swore to destroy.
Literally.
You know what I mean? Pull up.
Pull up.
Those aren't diapers, right?
No.
It's an exercise.
Nope. Not that either.
Pull up being like,
hey, I'm coming over to your house for some pizza.
Yeah.
All right, pull up.
I'm pulling up.
Yep.
In my Honda Civic.
Did I say that when I got here? I think it's.
I think you just said here. I'm about to pull up. I'd have been like, pull up. What the heck? No,
pull up. It's lit.
Feels. I mean, that's pretty. Feels is like I caught the feels. You know.
Yeah, right in the feels.
Emotion.
Like,
yeah.
Well, you can just say like I'm happy.
I'm emotional.
If Optic and LA Thieves went round 11, game 5, and they lose, it's like right in the feels.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I get it.
Oh, I got a good one that goes along with that. Copium.
What the heck?
This is a new
that
one.
sounds like a drug.
This is a new one. It's like opium, right? It's like a drug, but you're coping. It's like copium.
Copium. Okay. Well, can you use it in a sentence?
Literally, I think it's used by itself all the time. But so if your team loses in a sport,
like I need some copium.
Like you block the winning team on Twitter as copium.
Oh, I
Something
see.
like
see.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't get it.
Copium. Okay.
Don't get it.
And then the last one is cuh.
What up,
As in,
cuh?
like,
What up, cuh? Okay.
Yeah, but they're like not even your cousin.
It started as cousin and then cuz and now cuh.
Yeah.
That was around when we were growing up. Though.
Yeah, that
There was this kid like I sat next to like in middle school, be like, "What up, cut?" I'm like, "I ain't your cousin, man." You know, I'm serious.
Like bro, everybody says bro.
Actually,
we're not
didn't
bros.
it start in like a Fast and Furious movie or something? He was like,
yeah, only my homeboys call me. Oh, he says Ro and
Roman, yeah, for Roman,
goes,
yeah.
Hey, Ro. And he's like, only my homeboys call me Ro, pig.
okay.
Shot fired.
Have you been watching any new shows lately?
I know everybody's watching Stranger Things right now.
Yes.
I skipped season 3, so I haven't been able to watch season 4 yet. But my girlfriend's watching it and she's loving it. She said it's fantastic. Other than that, there's 2 shows that we watched together. Ozark.
Okay, my fiance loves that show.
Incredible.
I stopped watching after like the second to last season. I just lost track. Like when they got on like that ferry, like the bell, whatever it is. I watched the season where they did that, and then it like ended, and I stopped watching.
That's fair.
I just can't. I just lost. I love Jason Bateman, and I love that woman actress in there. I can never remember her name. I think the acting's phenomenal in it, but I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it gets ridiculous. Like there's a million things going on at once, and some of it's like super far fetched, probably not ever realistic. But It's filmed in Atlanta, by the way.
No, Beaver Lake in Arkansas.
Oh, I read it.
They might do both because the reason they filmed it at Beaver Lake in Arkansas is because that lake is really calm. Ozarks is really
Ozarks is
really choppy and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. That and then Better Call Saul. If you've
fiance
seen
loves that.
Breaking Bad, it's a prequel to Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I've watched like the first few episodes and I just couldn't.
It is really slow.
Yeah.
Okay. And I might even be crazy for watching it for this long, but I want to say like season 1, season 2, it's very lawyer-y and like before he even develops a Saul personality, it's super slow. But then he gets into being Saul Goodman instead of what's his actual name? Jimmy McGill. Yeah, Jimmy McGill.
Yeah, that's right. Jimmy McGill.
So yeah, then it gets really good around like season 3, and then he's the Saul personality, and then he gets involved with like the cartel. And if you've seen Breaking Bad, you know.
Oh yeah. I've literally watched all 5 seasons probably at least 10 times. No joke.
So it gets better, but it does start really.
I love
really
that
slow.
show and El Camino, the spinoff movie of that.
Yep.
With Aaron, what's his name? Aaron.
Jesse?
Paul.
Aaron Paul.
Aaron Paul. Yeah.
Aaron Paul. Yeah. No, those two shows my fiance loves, and we're actually going through Stranger Things right now. We just started episode 1 of season 3.
Okay.
And
I'm waiting for the second half. You were right. There's a second half.
There's a second half
of
of
season 4, which releases
in June.
In a couple. Oh, shit.
Oh, it is June already. Holy crap!
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
crazy.
Shoot, it might be today. Whatever.
He's like, we gotta.
Yeah, we gotta go. But I guess they're doing a season 5. I don't think they should do a season 5, but whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen the Top Gun? Have you seen the original 1986 Top Gun?
Okay,
Have you
so
sing the original?
This is my Top Gun story. So it was a Christmas day. This was only a couple years ago too. So I want to say I was like 21, 22, and my dad has always preached about how good Top Gun is, and I had never seen it. And he's like, "We're putting on Top Gun," and at that point, you know, we're so accustomed. I say weird, but I don't know. I'm so accustomed to these all, you know, newer movies with the crazy CGI, whether it's Star Wars or whatever else. So it was just like, man, I get that it was good for its time, but yeah,
a little outdated.
Yeah, it just didn't hit the same. But every single thing that I've seen about the new Top Gun, everybody says it's incredible.
I
have not heard a single bad thing about it.
So the 1986 Top Gun is probably one of the best movies ever made. I don't care who you are. Okay, in 1986, that movie was still way above its time. I think it still holds up. Had the kind of some cheesy 80s lines and stuff like that, but that's what makes it great. You know, we live in freaking America here, Nick, okay? We make movies like that.
Jeez.
I have seen the new Maverick. I went and saw it like 2 days after it released, and it is awesome. No cap. Okay?
Deadass.
Deadass. No cap. It is awesome. It holds up. The action sequences are freaking phenomenal. I might have teared up at the end a little bit.
You did.
Well,
we all know
the theater was dark, so we'll never know. But it was great. So go see it. But I don't know. I don't know if you're worthy.
No, I definitely want to see it, but I
because you just saw it a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was.
You should have saw this in what year were you born?
98.
You should have saw it in 1998. Okay, and you should have
had it on in the delivery room.
Yeah, you should have seen it every year. I literally watch it probably 2-3 times a year.
Really?
Okay. The 1986 one, and as soon as this is going to be available to buy on Prime, I'm buying it.
You're going to have it on like running all day, like when you get home from work.
I'll do it.
On.
I'm interested to watch it.
I think Tom Cruise is phenomenal. He made it a phenomenal.
I want to see it too.
I'm telling you, the action sequences are freaking great.
So
you have to see it in theater. Do not wait. You got to go see it on the big screen. You have to.
Full experience.
It's made for it. I'm being serious.
As Reed or Rido, the guy that I play games with all the time, he went and saw it, and then every single day since then, he sends me a Snapchat with the filter, like the pilot filter on, and he'll say something like "enemy on my 6."
That's awesome.
Good for him.
That's awesome.
Give him my number. Sounds like a good guy.
You can play Farming Sim together or something.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of Farm Sim.
Okay, I've seen people play that. I don't really understand.
He gave me.
I don't either, but it's fun. It's so good. You can just sit there and plow your corn with the beer in your hand, and put it on and just put it on cruise control and just sit there and chill. And it's not watching TV. It's not like rage quitting on anything. It's just like chickens go get the eggs. Go get the
develop the pro scene for that, and who can do it faster.
The best farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be difficult.
Anything can be competitive.
Yeah.
Very true. That's a good point. True.
Yeah. Just find out what you can make it competitive about, I guess.
Absolutely.
Well, because it just came on Game Pass. So we play on Xbox.
Yeah.
And it just came on Game Pass, so I downloaded it, and he showed me his farm, and he had me rowing some corn down and stuff. And
I put him to work, man.
He did. Yeah. He's like, okay, I'm going to go do this while you do that. Oh, it was so funny. Just a
solid, it ain't much, but it's honest work. Okay.
So Top Gun makes you cry. Okay. You just confessed.
Well, there is one movie that makes me cry every time, and
Forrest
that would
Gump.
be no. We've talked about this. It's Click.
Click with Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
I only saw it once.
Could you? Okay, so you probably wouldn't know what scene it would be. So the scene where he's in the hospital and he's chasing after his son. He wanted to give him his last dying words of wisdom or realization. So that's get the lump in my throat, and
I can understand that.
Yeah, so that's really the only movie that makes me mom, kind of tear up a little.
Call your
bit.
mom.
Yeah.
Do you have any crying movies or shows?
I definitely have. I can't think of what they are at the moment.
Okay, I'll tell you mine. My Dog Skip.
Haven't seen it.
Ricky Munez. That was an old one.
That was a good one.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Okay.
When Frodo goes off into the Grey Havens and all the hobbits are crying, gets me every time.
It is a sad
Every
scene,
time.
but it doesn't make me cry. What actually would maybe make me get like a lump in my throat is Return of the King, where Aragorn's like, for Frodo, and he runs towards he's willing to lay his life down for Frodo. That's for me.
That's what he says.
That's for me.
I think the youngest, the first movie that I cried at was Bridge to Terabithia.
Yeah, I saw that in theaters too. You never seen that?
Never even heard of it.
It's
like a Star Trek thing or something. Or?
No, it's not Star Trek.
Okay.
It's like fantasy.
You better watch your mouth.
Usually he's all Star Trek stuff.
I love Star Trek, dude. I love Star Trek.
So Nick, I
newest shows?
gotta ask a question.
Yep.
This question is really like an icebreaker I use for a lot of people.
All right.
And it really helps me understand what type of person they are, how they answer it. So,
Okay.
and you seem like a pretty honest person.
All right.
I think you won't have any problems.
Just like, all right.
Have you ever pooped your pants?
Dead ass.
Dead ass. No cap. I'm not trolling.
Yeah, that's another one. There we go.
Not since I can remember. I mean, I do have a poop story though.
Let's hear it.
Give it to me.
So I was probably like 5 or 6, and our next door neighbor at my parents' house was babysitting us. Both of my parents were at work. Her and my older brother were like the babysitters. Me and my younger sister were being babysat.
Yeah.
And we were out playing in the backyard, and I was like, Beth, I gotta go poop.
Okay.
And no cap, I gotta go.
Back
And
then.
she's like, nah, I don't feel like unlocking the door. And she made me poop outside.
Oh my god.
So I'm
Dude.
Heck.
Sometimes you gotta do
it
it.
is what it is.
Yeah, but that's a nature.
I've done it
She
as an
could have
adult.
opened the door for Nick.
It definitely changed my entire outlook on life at that point. Never been the same.
So the answer the answer you should have given me was yes.
My
Okay?
pants were down.
No, well, like, have you pooped your
around.
pants? And like, well, none that I can really remember. But like, yeah, you were a baby and you pooped your pants.
Have you ever had a hardcore gaming session? You're like, I have got to go right now, but you can't
But you
leave.
gotta hold it. Yeah, definitely. And there's been
like
times
5-gallon
too-
bucket?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and there's been times on stream
Respect.
it's like, dude, I started my stream 30 minutes ago. I can't go take a shit break yet.
Yeah. Yep. No, that happens. Have you pooped your pants, Jaron?
Oh, dude, a lot.
Like last week?
I almost woke up at like 2 a.m. the other night, like with like bubble gut, like so bad, dude. But I sleep naked, so it would have been really bad. I got up.
That would have been really bad.
I got up quick. I got up quick, man.
Really
I don't know what it was. It was like bad chicken. I ate
It's
or
tough
something.
cleaning up water beds. He
Yeah.
doesn't have a water bed.
No, I don't
That's
have
like a
one.
90s thing, the water beds.
70s actually.
Oh, really?
70s.
People had them like in the 90s.
Water
Well,
beds are
yeah.
pretty cool though.
They didn't have a good. They not really supportive.
Really.
Yeah, they weren't that great.
I think they're
man.
just cool.
Yeah. If you had one, you were cool.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, and then like you accidentally puncture it, and it's done. Like you're done. Okay, well, thanks for answering that question.
Okay, yeah, there we go. So, last month there were a few events that happened that kind of, I guess, brought on a lot of conversation. And since we're all gamers here, I thought we should talk about something. I thought it'd be interesting to talk about something that has been brought up in the past, but has been brought up again. And that is, there was a certain politician that mentioned that one of the things that causes events like that to happen, which were the mass shootings, was violent video games and desensitizing murder in video games. And I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that, and really just kind of see where you guys come from on that. Because personally, I don't think so. I mean, there's like I saw a statistic that said like 97% of teens play video games, and if there were a correlation there, there'd be a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, just to put it bluntly, like my parents, they definitely restricted like how much time I spent on the game, but not necessarily what I was playing. So I mean, and having an older brother as well, like played Grand Theft Auto 3 since I was like 10 years old. Or like whatever.
Right.
And I've been playing Call of Duty ever since I got exposed to it in like middle school.
Yep.
Like other war games or whatever. Like there's a mission on Modern Warfare 2, no Russian.
Yeah.
Literally, just killing innocent civilians.
In the airport.
But
right?
like
I think
yeah, and it's just that, and then I would never like. This is no
exactly. That's exactly right.
I don't know. It's pretty far fetched and ridiculous idea to me.
I remember this in like 2004. You were probably what, 6?
Yep.
I remember like 2000.
He was.
Okay. Good math.
Quick math.
In 2004, there was these 2 teenage kids or something. They went out and shot up a bunch of people on a freeway. And the reason that they had stated they did it is because they wanted to mimic what was on Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, but is that really the reason that they did that? I don't think it was the reason that they did it. I think the reason that they did it was, what was that term you used right before we started? It was they used it as kind of like maybe Grand Theft Auto was like a
scapegoat.
Maybe
or a
you
crutch
could,
or an
maybe,
excuse.
but like maybe kind of like an idea of accomplishing
like
something,
an inspiration, something.
But they still, I think they still would have done it either way.
Yeah,
I don't think GTA is like fully blamed. I think like their mental state is to blame.
Yeah,
I really think that
I don't think video games have anything to do with it. I've been playing violent video games.
And there have actually been
time.
legit studies done that show little to no correlation. And the only time there was a study that showed a little correlation it was because it's been proven that the people who conducted it were biased and thought video games were the reason. So they're what they found out kind of, it was like
do you guys like remember like the first game that you guys played that was like would be considered violent?
Probably would be Grand Theft Auto for me.
Yeah.
That probably Grand Theft Auto, probably
mine was Medal of Honor Rising Sun. It was a war game.
I played some Medal of Honor. Yep.
Medal of Honor Rising Sun, which was the most underrated game at the time. Right, but you're still
exposed to like
you're still like people. Taking a gun and shooting somebody. You know what I mean? So people, like you were saying, like I would never do that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, you crazy because like we're obviously like mentally stable and normal,
like rational.
Thank you, rational in that sense. So for that, I don't know. I don't think that's the full blame that this stuff happens as video games. Like, are you kidding me?
Because at that point, then you could be like, I mean, movies. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
There have been some people who tried to blame music. I mean,
I was gonna say music is another one which I listen to a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
totally depends on my mood. But growing up, I listened to a lot of rap music.
Yeah,
and like
they would blame like a lot of gang like better like more gang violence on
the music and stuff.
Yeah, I can consume the music that I want to consume and be the same exact person.
Right.
Like it has no effect on like I will say that if you listen to like some screamo or that kind of genre, like and if you want to, you can feel sad about it a little bit. Like if you're in,
you mean like say, I get you, like emo type.
Yeah, okay, for an example, if you're going through a breakup or something and you want to be sad, and you listen to sad music, it'll make you sad.
I'll tell you
what, if you want to get hyped up,
beauty of music.
If you want to get hyped up before a game, what put on a
YMCA
banger, right? Yeah, or
YMCA.
No, but it can definitely affect your mood, but not to that kind of extent.
To make you want to harm other people, I don't. I think there's more going on. But I just thought it'd be interesting because it seems like it's something that comes up every so often. And to me, that seems like something you would say when you don't know how to fix it or don't know what's going on. Or maybe you do and don't want to say.
Right.
Jared and I talked before about this, and it seems like every time something like this happens, the media always there's how everybody's going to respond, and but from a gamer standpoint, I just don't think it. I don't think games are to blame. Yeah. Any game. In fact, I think games have the opposite effect. I think games have a way of bringing people together. I think stories can teach valuable lessons that we might not think about. I think video games can give us different perspectives.
I think it can give you kind of more respect for a firearm or whatever. In a sense, maybe so.
Potentially, yeah. And I just think the power of video games. There's so much power there, and I think. Most of it's good. I think a lot of it's really good, and I think it helps people with PTSD, with like anxiety and depression. Maybe because so I got COVID last year, and I got really anxious about it. The only time it would just kind of subside was when I'd go in and I'd play Halo.
Really?
Because my mind was just on something else.
Focused on something else. And that's one of the main reasons I even play video games like almost every day when I get off work, because it just like. I can just zone out and focus on something else other than
escape.
Absolutely.
There you go. Thank you. Escape.
Yeah, absolutely. And also too, we talk almost every night because we play video games together.
Dude. Yeah. If we didn't have video games, man, I'd probably talk to you like once a month.
Yeah. Well, the thing I really
like, I'm serious. But now we can like keep up with each other when we're not physically there.
Yep.
And
it teaches teamwork too, communication, I think. But what were you going to say, Nick?
It's pretty crazy to me that so I moved to Kansas City last March, so I've been here a little bit over a year, and now every single person that I interact with on a daily basis, I met through KCP or just the internet or gaming.
It's so cool, and it's so cool because, you know, if you meet people through like a certain video game, they have the same hobby as you. You know, like I met a guy from Scotland.
Got some common ground.
I met a guy from Scotland on Destiny. Destiny 1, we would raid all the time.
John Mate.
Yeah, from Scotland. Coolest guy. We keep in touch now. Not a whole lot, but we do keep in touch whenever we can.
Gosh, that's been like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was crazy. Did you ever
longer
play
ago.
Destiny?
A little bit. Just when it first came out, too.
Oh, when it first came out?
That guy was
cool,
horrible.
man.
But yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was just thinking to myself the other day, like, when you grow up and you're in school, like, I don't want to say you're forced to make friends with anybody, but you become friends with them because you see them every day.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have similar interests as you. Like, you can play sports together and then go home and have different interests or whatever, but you meet these people through gaming because that is what you're interested in.
Yep.
So those relationships, like when I met Reed for the first time or Sam or whoever else, like, we just click instantly because not only because we've talked multiple times online, but just because we have all the same similar interests.
Yep.
We consume the same content online. Like, it was just a no brainer.
It's so cool seeing, and maybe when we were younger, I don't know, but being a gamer back in like the 2000s, like the up until 2020 was almost like you didn't really tell people maybe because maybe you didn't know how people would receive it. But now it's like, gaming is such a big part of people's lives that, like, oh yeah, I have a gamer. A lot of people, almost everyone has it's almost like what's that movie, Ready Player One, where everybody has like an avatar. It's like almost everybody has a Twitch, you know, a Twitter and stuff, and it's just really cool seeing this kind of hobby get embraced like it is.
Yeah, because when I was in high school, there was a group of guys like, it didn't start out as a group of guys. Like, I would go home on the weekends and just play Call of Duty. Like, everybody goes and hangs out with their friends, and I'm just playing Call of Duty.
Right.
And then one day in class, you know, they make I overhear a conversation that they play on the weekends sometimes, or whatever. So like, one thing leads to another, and I'm in their games. I'm going like 120 and 10 in a domination on Black Ops 2. No cap. And they're like, "Oh my god, like, you're crazy." So it was definitely that, like, gaming wasn't mainstream even 6-7 years ago.
I know. Yeah. And during 2008 was the big economic recession, and what would you do? We'd play video games, you know. I think 2008 was when like Modern Warfare 2 came out, maybe.
Yeah.
And,
how old were we in 2008? We were like,
you were probably like 20 something.
No, funny. We were in middle school.
I think so. 2008. Yeah, I think we were in middle school.
Yeah, like 7th grade, I think,
something like that. But then during the recent COVID, being forced to stay inside, you'd play video games. Yeah. You know, it would kill time and give you something to do.
I went to work every day, so
yeah, I know.
Nothing.
I was an essential worker too.
Nothing changed
Sonic,
for me.
So nothing changed for me except business, which is crazy because Sonic. Not to go off on a tangent.
No, go ahead.
Sonic was like the one fast food business that got more business during COVID.
Really?
Because it was like you order from the red button outside. Yeah, there's no like face-to-face interaction as much as other places. So everybody else is like this, and we were like booming. So it was crazy.
So okay.
It was very interesting because what everybody was talking about, it was not what we were experiencing at all. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
COVID was nuts, man.
Yeah.
That was just crazy, but I going back to kind of what we were talking about is I just don't think there's any validity to video games causing that what transpired.
You said there'd been studies, right?
And there's been legit studies that have found little to no correlation between violent video games and stuff like mass shootings. Yeah. There's been zero correlation. And kind of segueing into what I want to talk about next is something we talked about earlier too, is the events that have happened. I think mental health plays a big issue in that.
Absolutely.
And I kind of wanted to talk about mental health from the perspective of gaming and gamers, because like we talked about before, putting yourself out there, you're open to getting people who are just going to talk crap, or try to down you, or because you're happier than them, they can't compute that or something, So another perspective is, a lot of people, and you can probably speak more to this than I can, but a lot of people think that maybe streaming full time is easy. and that it's like, oh, you're living the dream, you're getting paid to play games. But I think there's a lot more that goes into that.
Probably a lot of stress that comes along with
That's exactly
it.
what I'm thinking.
Like, what if this doesn't work?
Dude, I promise you, like, this is I always go back to the saying, whenever I'm kind of feeling down about myself, whether it's like numbers are down or whatever it is, I always tell myself, like, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Exactly.
Like, this is quite literally a dream job for a lot of people. And they all want to do it, but if it was easy, they all would.
Yeah.
And so, like, I forgot what I was going to say, but basically mental health is huge in taking care of yourself, because, like, the thing about working on the internet and being a streamer or any other kind of content that you create is that, think about in a 24-hour span, in one day, how many videos or streams or whatever's being produced to the internet.
Yep.
Like the entire industry is always working.
Yep.
So you feel guilty for taking a day or two off, or even a week-long vacation or anything like that.
Yeah,
that's a lot of pressure.
And I remember it was like always a big deal with, like, I'm a big Dr. Disrespect fan. I remember it was like a big deal like a couple years ago when, like, he would like go on vacation for like a week or something. I remember me thinking, like, how much money is he losing by doing this? Or but there's like so many people in the background going like, get back online, get back online. I mean, just to go have a vacation when you're streaming 5 days a week
and to speak to that,
5 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah, to speak to that, I think that's why people are starting to get contracts, is because they can get this guaranteed money for streaming a certain amount of hours a month, but still have time to take breaks and stuff from it. Because I like to think that I would love to stream. I got an Elgato, I got an Elgato mic. I got a little webcam, but it's not just about like, it's not easy. That's what I want to say.
Because imagine, like, I don't know if you remember, but way like a few years ago, I was streaming pretty hardcore for like 4 months.
Yeah,
straight.
you're like
every night for like, I don't know, sometimes up to 4 or 5 hours. Not a lot compared to probably you or anything, but and then there's like, you got nobody coming in that just feels like work.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that feels like work for you.
Absolutely.
But it feels like no one's coming in and enjoying your content or watching it, or like even there's no you're doing all this for no encouragement.
Absolutely.
It's like almost like no payoff. Other than like, I can go to my day job and take pride in what I'm doing. I can physically see what I'm doing. I can interact with the people. But when you're like streaming and stuff, you don't see that sometimes.
And there's a lot of people that are doing it too, and maybe the market's a little saturated, but I mean, how many people on average would you say that you have watching you? Because I think even like if you have as many as 10 people, aren't you like in the top 1% of Twitch?
Which is insane. So like
really?
Yeah. So I typically have around 15 to 20.
Yeah, that's
which is crazy, because I started in 2018, so 4 years ago, and I'd play Fortnite. That's what was popular at the moment, and I'd have 30 to 40 after like 6 months of streaming.
Really?
Because the Fortnite, like, it's just different.
I gotcha.
Like, I could still go back and play Fortnite and just get a ton more new viewers, I guess, if that makes sense. But if you're averaging like 10 viewers or more, you're in the top 1%, because you can get on Twitch. If you scroll to the bottom, there are hundreds upon hundreds of people that just have zero because they don't have any social media, or they don't market themselves or anything like that. They simply just go live. And the other thing that I'll say about that, going back to like mental health and not having any specific days off or multiple days off or anything, is like, when I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is like check Twitter or check my phone, like, technically I see that as work. Like, I'm not just scrolling social media to scroll social media. I'm scrolling social media to figure out what the news is that day, to interact with new people, to build up the community. And I'm doing that while I'm doing my work for KCP. And then even once I finish that and I'm streaming, and then I finish streaming, it's like back on my phone on social media, and it's still work.
So,
like,
so it's almost like turning a hobby into work. Okay. Maybe you don't have to answer this if you want to. But does it almost make gaming less fun because it's more like a job?
It can.
Okay, it can. Okay, because every time I've watched you stream, it looks like you're having fun.
Yeah.
But I also know too, one of the...
the whole chair just broke.
Jaron just broke his whole chair. No!
At least it happened while we were live.
Yeah.
Documented forever.
There's a vacuum. You can sit on the vacuum.
I'll sit here.
Oh, that's awesome. I lost my train of thought. But
okay, I was going to ask a question though.
Okay.
So if you stream for 6 hours a day, is there the game that you're playing, even though you maybe don't like that game or don't want to continue playing it, but you know it's what people want to see? Is that, I would hate that.
No, yeah.
I hate playing this game right now, but it's what people want to see.
Yeah, it's a good point.
I think it goes back to kind of what we talked about earlier, but just having thick skin and like realizing that your numbers might take a dip or whatever, but you have to ultimately play what you enjoy, or you're gonna burn out. Because like if I wanted to play what people wanted to watch, like if the only thing that I was concerned about was how many people I streamed to and my numbers, and not like taking care of my mental health, I'd play Fortnite every day.
Yeah.
Like if I never stopped playing Fortnite, I promise you I'd have like 50.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
But it's not worth it. It's literally like there were days or there were times where when I was streaming Fortnite, I'd be like, I'm not getting on today, and that leads to people, oh, you're not streaming today. Yeah. Whereas like now I have a consistent schedule set in place for the most part. I know what I'm gonna play every day. Like outside of that, when I'm not streaming, I have free time. I actually have some free time to like just relax.
Yeah, and not have to worry about work or nothing. Okay, very cool.
It's like I when I look at a lot of streamers, I got to give them props because they got to sit there and play a game that they may not like and still got to seem like they're enjoying and be entertaining and have the same energy.
Yep.
Like some of these streamers are doing 10 hours a day, man. How are they able to keep that? Dude, I cannot do that because I don't care about pleasing people, man.
Yeah.
I can really give a rip. So I'd want to do what I'd want to do. But if you're doing it for work, like this is how I make my living.
Yeah.
That's a different story.
That might be a little bit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's a different story. So that's like something I feel like would be so difficult for me. Just like
The other thing about that is like I lost my train of thought too. Talking about playing what you want to play.
Well, real quick, I can say something while you think about that. I can't play a game unless I'm on like a tear in Warzone. I can't play a game for more than like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something. And
it's longer than me, man.
Yeah, and to try to play one game for like 6 hours, like you play, that just seems. It just seems very. It's an interesting thing to talk about. Like, do you play what people want to see? Do you play something that you want to see but might take a dip in numbers? Because there's a guy who plays Fallout 4 mods.
Yeah.
And I think he loves. I mean, he seems to love playing it. But it doesn't get a lot of views. Yeah. Because not a lot of people are interested in that stuff.
What main game are you streaming right now then?
Right now,
or are you just kind of bouncing?
Right now, it's like 50-50 between Halo and Rocket League. And like I said, I wish it could be COD. Like I grew up playing COD, and I love competitive like league play in Call of Duty. But right now, it's just
everyone wants to love that game, but I think it's really hard for people too.
Yeah, I agree. What I was gonna say though is I used to be that streamer that would stream like 10 to 12 hours a day, and I didn't know anything about marketing or branding or about how to build a community. Like if I could go and talk to myself from 4 years ago and give myself tips, is like, dude, if you're streaming for longer than 4 to 6 hours at max, like as someone who doesn't already do it full time, because I mean I say I do it full time, but if that was my only source of income,
I see. I get you. I get you. Yeah.
Like if you're trying to grow, and you want your community to be bigger, and you want it to be your only source of income. If you're streaming for longer than 4 to 6 hours a day, like you're just wasting your time. And I'm not trying to be rude about it by any means, but like you don't grow on Twitch. You just don't. It is so oversaturated, and there's so many people streaming that like the only way somebody can find you while you're live is the very, very small % chance that they click on your stream. Whereas if
by accident,
by accident, whatever. Whereas if you spend those 4 to 6 hours a night, because I recently started taking Monday nights off, and instead of streaming 4 to 6 hours on Monday night, I'll spend that time specifically on social media, networking and interacting and building up my community and in Discord, things like that. Because if I were to stream on any given day and look at the names in my chat, none of those names I met through Twitch. I met those names through Twitter. I met those names through TikTok. I met those names through YouTube. Like,
if you want to grow if you want to be a content creator as a full time job, you have to be on all the socials.
Absolutely.
You have to be on the socials. And there's a new one that just came out that I can't even. I think it's like a video one.
I'm not sure.
But you like have to be on socials. And man, props to you though, dude. Streaming 6 hours on top of your job, man, and staying active on socials. Like, listen, dude, we have like 3 socials, and I'll only I could definitely be way more active on it.
Yeah.
You You've been doing pretty good though, as far as putting updates. I think you've been doing great.
The bottom line is about this podcast is that we would still do it if only 2 people listen because we like it.
You love it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's just fun to come down and sit down and drink a beer and.
But I think this is easier than live streaming a video game because we can change the subject anytime we want. Whereas a video game, it's just.
Well, I think a thing
you have to please people. I feel like. I feel like for me, I'd feel like a people pleaser, which I'm not.
Yeah.
But I can't relate. I don't know. I guess I can't fully relate.
And what you said about the podcast, even if only 2 people listen, like you're doing it, love it. It goes back to playing games you want to play because that's what you're passionate about.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If a game came out and it's whatever, like Valorant also has a really strong community right now on Twitch. I don't play mouse and keyboard games, so I'm not gonna ever touch Valorant.
Or like League, it's like the number 1 game on Twitch.
Never.
Yeah,
I will never.
Yeah.
So, but you just have to do what you enjoy, and definitely like there are opportunities to monetize, but that's not what it's about.
Right.
Like that's what nobody gets into streaming for the money and is ever successful about.
Because before too long they found out it's too much work. I think it's too much like
stress.
I have so many people around me, and this is no hate to them, like family members or old like middle school and high school friends. Like they see what I'm doing, they'll start streaming or they'll start creating content too. Yeah. They're like, "Dude, I've been doing this for 3 months. Why am I not seeing any?" Dude, it's like I've been doing it for 4 years, and I still have 20 people watching me. Like you don't understand. It's not an overnight success. It's not something that's going to make
people
you a
are just seeing like these big guys have like 20, 30,000.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it's like I could no problem.
They make it easy.
If they have that much, I'd be happy with a couple thousand.
Yeah. There's
hold up, buddy.
Yeah. Clearly, just from what you were saying, so there's a lot more.
Back what you guys were saying. So like, if you have like 10 viewers on average on Twitch, that's like the top.
Yeah.
I think to become an affiliate, I would only need like
any idea
7 people
to start monetizing on Twitch. So they have the partner program, which is like the check mark by your name. You have your 75 average viewers.
Oh, okay.
Stream X amount of hours, whatever it is. Those are like even some partners don't have it made by any means. But a step below that is affiliate, which is pretty easy to obtain in my opinion. You average 3 viewers, 50 followers, and you stream like 12 days out of the month. And then that's what allows you to get a subscriber button, and you can start making money through that. So there's obviously a big gap between 3 views for affiliate and 75 for partner, but that's where like 99.99% of Twitch is in that. And then like the other very small.
Yeah, I gotcha. Guilty.
You know what? Even though like me and Kyle, we're having a hell of a time doing this podcast. Like we enjoy doing and trying to pick topic and stuff. I really enjoy it, but it's like that one person who will message us like on Facebook.
Yeah.
And like, hey man, I really like what you're doing. And dude, like I was shocked at like the first 3 podcasts. Like we got like a message from an old high school buddy. He was like, dude, I listened to the podcast. I think I love it. And I was like,
that's inspiring.
It was like, oh my gosh, yes. And then he got a message the other day from another guy. And then we're getting views like on YouTube and listens on Spotify that it's more people than I know. So I'm like, somebody out there is watching these or listening.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's like motivation, like just to keep going. Even though we're having so much fun, even if I would say there was no one listening, I guess. But we're just having I'm having a blast with this.
You know what it was? We were used to our streaming numbers, which was like 1 or 2. Yeah. All of a sudden we have.
I think you're exactly right. I think you're exactly right.
And I would say like, don't ever lose that feeling of like, hey, there's a new watcher. Like that motivates me because I see a lot of time, dude. A lot of these 20 to 30 viewer streamers will just start taking it for granted and like feel like they're owed that because then they'll have a stream where they might only have 10 and they're like. They just go about it the wrong way. It's like nobody owes you anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. Absolutely. Like the people who watch you and stuff, especially for the big streamers, they pay your bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Doc's people who watch Doc pays bills.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So a good part of like my networking strategies and building my brand on social medias is interacting with them on Twitter.
Okay.
Chiefs Twitter is pretty crazy, and then just overall just building a brand in and around Kansas City. So 3 or 4.
Where are you from? I'm sorry. Where are you from originally?
Topeka.
Okay.
Away, so, and I moved here a year ago. But so I've been out 3 or 4 times, and somebody will come up to me, KCP Nick.
Yeah,
and it's just one of the craziest things ever. It's like because it'd be different if they were in my stream every day and I recognize their username because but these are people that They just follow me, don't expect necessarily anything in return. They're just like watching my journey.
They just enjoy it. You know, they just enjoy what you're saying and what you're doing.
I was going to say from a personal standpoint, and then one of my buddies when I was in the military, he said he streamed for a little bit, but he stopped because he said that he found like he was trying more to please other people than himself, you know? And I think I just think there's streaming like you or streaming for like, if that's your sole income, it's tough, man. And you have to make time for yourself, and you got to take care of yourself or you're going to be burnt out.
Yeah.
You know, or you're going to come maybe to despise something that you found so much joy in, which is why I asked, you know, does it make you almost like hate gaming sometimes because it seems like a chore instead of what you want to do.
And it definitely can't feel that way. That's why it's so important to be on all those other social medias, because like if you're solely streaming on Twitch, and I'll be very transparent, like there have been months last year where like I had a $2,500 a month on Twitch, which is incredible.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Good for you.
And then there's, you know, 2 months later, I make $100 for the month.
Yeah,
it's like,
I understand. Yeah.
How do you budget this? How does it not cause you stress?
Do you change something? Do you not change
necessarily.
something?
I mean, like if things are going down, like trending downwards, then you try to switch it up and figure out a new recipe. But like coming off that month that I had that was incredible, it's like, why would I change anything?
Exactly.
Then I'm just going to do the same thing, and then it's just not even 10% of it.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So like,
I feel like when something like that would happen, you feel like, I know for me, I'd be like, what am I doing wrong?
No, yeah, absolutely.
What am I doing wrong?
There's like so many outlying factors that it's not like we're doing anything wrong per se. It's like the country's opening back up from COVID, or like now kids are getting out of school and spending more time outside with their friends or whatever.
Or just changing like wants and desires from people maybe.
Yeah,
you know, it could be something like that.
There's so many things that go into it, but that's why it's so important to be on all those other platforms, because, you know, you can make money from YouTube revenue or TikTok revenue or whatever. And so all of that adds up. Or like you mentioned earlier, you know, contracts with organizations,
sponsorships,
and securing, you know, X amount of dollars per month for
so gaining like how you like, because I told you, like, I saw that you had like 5,800 followers on Twitter. Is that a lot of just networking?
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet. Okay.
And people ask me a lot, like, how do you grow your Twitter? Because a lot of people, you know, it's, I don't want to say easy, but it, like, the recipe to grow a YouTube or a TikTok is like make video, obviously.
Oh yeah,
sure.
And then hopefully
and then you'll get in the algorithm.
Hopefully
but people are like, Twitter is like, what do I tweet? What do I, you know? And I'm like, it's hard to explain but people really
it's National Donut Day or something.
The dumbest things sometimes get the most attraction, and it's like these people that watch my streams, they kind of want to just like deeper look into my life. What do I do on a daily basis? And I'll tweet those kinds of things. And then the other thing is there's a search bar on Twitter, kind of going back to like finding people with similar interests. Right now is a Call of Duty major going on in Toronto. I'll use the search bar and search hashtag CDL 2022. Just tons of tweets of people that I don't follow or they don't follow me, that I'll interact with because they're watching the major, I'm watching the major.
Yeah.
Why not have a conversation?
Exactly.
Oh wow, now they follow me. Oh wow, now they come to my stream. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I guess so when I streamed a little bit, I found too that it was almost like
I wish you'd stream more.
I felt like I had to put on a show or something.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like there's a little bit of pressure, and I was like, you know, sometimes I enjoy games more when it's just me, just chilling and stuff. But I'm just curious, like for everybody here, what do you like when you guys get stressed out and stuff? What do you guys do? Like maybe like take a mental break or something.
Oh, absolutely.
Because for me, it would be like gaming or something. But I'm curious about you because you game, you know, you stream a lot and stuff. So is gaming like your mental break, or is it like just chilling with your girlfriend?
I definitely want to talk about like, say you're midstream and the games aren't going well, you're dying off rip, and you're just feeling stressed. And chat's not moving. So here's another term for you guys: regain. You heard that one?
Okay, I can assume maybe it's like
I've heard of Rogaine.
Like
it's a regain. You're gonna regain your composure, reset.
Okay,
regain.
Okay.
So
go get a Gatorade or something.
Yeah, just go like switch from your scene that has the gameplay on it. Go full screen cam, put some music on, turn like
I see.
Just
Gotcha.
reset the vibe. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Vibe.
So you put some music on, you're vibing up, get the hyped up, and then you're reset. Your mental reset. You go into the next game.
Maybe that's why Doc does like those green screen transitions all the time.
100%.
I'm serious. Like he just needs like get up, stretch his legs. And I enjoy it.
Think about it. Sorry, I was just gonna say, if you're watching a 4-hour stream and it's just dropping in after dropping in,
yeah.
versus take a 10-minute break between games, go full cam, and talk to your community. And
yeah, that's very true.
How their day's going or anything
and
else.
Does that help you? Does that help you?
Okay. 100%. Okay. Yeah.
What about like when you're off stream? Like, do you? And I know for you, like socials and stuff is like it's like business for you.
Yeah.
Is there anything you do outside of gaming that kind of helps you just like recharge, where you don't have to think about nothing? Watching shows and stuff, or skinny dipping. I mean,
I recently started going to the gym again. Which in high school I played football, I played basketball, I played baseball. I loved being active, and then started working at Sonic. With being a manager at Sonic, gives you all the free food in the world. I was like, all right. Definitely wasn't hitting the gym. Was eating way too unhealthy. And then just about 2 months ago or so, I got back in the gym. And I'm finally getting to that point where like I'm addicted to going again.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Throughout the past,
I've been addicted for like 18 years.
Nice. Throughout the past 3 or 4 years while I was working at Sonic and living in Topeka, I'd have stints where I'd try to go, and I just couldn't get back into it. It was so hard. I'd feel sore, and then I wouldn't want to go again. But now...
you got to fight through that. Soreness is good. You got to go. Yeah. That's better to work out when you're sore.
And I'm at that point now where it's like I got past the initial like mental and soreness from it, and now it's like if I don't go to the gym every day, I feel like I miss out.
Yeah, it's like those days like where you don't go to if like I have a skip day and it's Tuesdays. Okay. I go 6 days a week. Okay. But if I'm just like had a rough day at work or something, I work 12 hours, something like I just can't do it. I still force myself to do it, even if it's like 15 minutes, just so I can say I've gone.
But
if like I go on vacation or something where there's no gym, I feel like crap. I'm irritable. I mean just everything because I hate going to the gym. I wish I didn't have to, but I have to.
No, yeah, and that's the other thing too is it takes care of your mental health. If you feel like
what's a routine? I'm a routine-based person, so like routine helps, I guess, me mentally. I really don't carry a lot of stress though either, but there's
actually been studies done that show people tend to be happier mentally when they're active.
Yep.
And I'm pretty active.
So what's going on, man?
No, but I started going back in the gym, and last year in August I got COVID. And that was probably one of the lowest points for me just because it got me bad.
Oh, did it?
Typically, it doesn't affect our age or healthy age or whatever, but like I dead ass couldn't leave bed for like a month.
Like, that is bad.
Like just taking a shower took like all of my energy, and I'd fall right back asleep. And then in the middle of the night, I'd wake up in like cold sweats. It was really bad, but so like that put a damper on my mental health, and I was just
absolutely
like, I do not feel like this anymore. I never want to feel like this again. So now getting back in the gym, it's just like if I go at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m., start my day off right, and I got that feeling of productivity already.
Plus it builds confidence.
Confidence booster 100%, and it just makes you want to continue to do stuff throughout your day.
That Doug Sensor?
Yeah,
dude, he talks about he gets up at like 4:30 in the morning. He runs 6 miles
Doug
or something.
Is a different breed, dude. So there's a Call of Duty professional named Doug Sensor Martin, and he is jacked, like ripped. And we had him on Pioneers for a little bit when we were in Call of Duty. He flew into Kansas City to shoot an ad for our Sporting KC partnership, and he was here for less than 24 hours. After we got done with our content shoot, it's probably 4, 5, 6 hours of shooting content. He's like, all right, where's the closest gym? He's like,
you got to do it, man. You got to do it.
Being here less than 24 hours, he was hitting the gym. And he's like, I don't go on vacation without hitting the gym. He's like, he said something along the lines of, I haven't missed a day in like 3 years.
And with the gym, you're talking about how you hate going to the gym, but there's a difference between motivation and then
discipline.
Discipline. Yep, that's exactly right. Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll play games. I like to play a lot of single player games too. Play guitar or something. Hang out with my fiance and stuff to kind of get back in the groove mentally. But it can be tough, dude. And like you kind of shed light on too, the pressure of trying to stream, especially when a streamer has a career, it can get pretty bad.
Yeah. So what's the next step for you? I mean, what do you?
No, yeah.
Where do you see in a year?
Yeah.
What do you see in a year?
Ideally, so like, glad you asked that question. It's always
and a year's not that far away. So
no, I know.
I could have said 10 years, man.
It's always a race of like, well, there's multiple things, but specifically as a streamer, like I always tell the people that I work with, like I just want to entertain as many people as possible while I'm live.
Because you're having fun when you're doing that.
And I know, like, if I can entertain 20 people and something funny happens, I look over at my chat and it's all LMAO and all that kind of stuff. I know the same thing can happen with 100 or 200. So, like, it's just always a goal of...
It's a good way of putting it.
Building up that audience and never being satisfied about or complacent with where you're at. So... I recently like switched over. I used to go by Gremlin 785. I came up with that name in high school for whatever reason.
Lame.
We all came up with
old high school Nick.
and I stuck with it, but I started going by Nick Rich, and since then, like later this month, I have a new logo dropping. We're gonna do some merch.
That's awesome.
Like there's a lot of things that we're working on that I'm really excited about, and then it's kind of just like. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like rebranding in a way?
Yeah, we're definitely rebranding, but we're just
getting like a fresh start.
Yeah,
like kind of like a refresh.
Yeah, and we're always
a regain,
and we're always coming up with new initiatives to be able to look forward to. Because like right now, it's the new logo and the merch, and then once that drops, it's like okay, now what's next? Now what can we do?
Yeah.
Now what can we do? So like,
okay.
I don't want to say I'm complacent, but like right now, my Twitter is my biggest social media. So like I'm putting a heavy emphasis on growing YouTube. TikTok because those
and
are
I've
my
noticed
smallest.
that. I've noticed that. Yeah, and I've noticed you talk about how switching your name to Nick Rich was like one of the best things you could have done.
Absolutely.
That's interesting how a name changed.
Probably because your name's. Why do you? Okay, for one, why do you think that? Why do you think it?
There's a few reasons. First of all,
or why do you know that?
If I ever got, oh my God, you're Gremlin, or like my family member, I'd be at a family get together and be like, oh yeah, where can we watch your stuff? And I'm like Gremlin 785, and I would just cringe.
I got you.
When I would say that, I'm like, that just doesn't sound right. Like I'm beyond that.
I always felt like I was like drawn more towards streamers who actually had like their name.
Really?
Like Tim the Tap. Like I know that guy's that's Tim.
Yeah.
It personalizes you.
Yeah.
That's Tim. That's Nick.
Yeah, it just felt so weird after a while. And then the other thing is too, as I took on a bigger role with KCP, and doing more business oriented things and getting introduced to people, it's like not Gremlin, Nick Rich.
Gotcha.
It just feels so much better.
Well, you just got another follower, buddy.
It just feels so much better to say that. So
very cool, man. Yeah. That's awesome. My name's Kyle Myers. Would it be Kai Mai?
Kai Mai? I can go with that. Yeah, 100%.
Kai Mai, the guy? Jaron Harden.
My name's odd,
Jay
though.
Hard.
See, I don't know about that.
Well,
no, but I've seen a lot. Like, I definitely wasn't the first person to do it, but since then I've seen a few people switch over from and like start using their real names in any different.
I think it's a trend too, and I don't know what your logo is going to be like, but a hot trend too is having your face in the logo, like a character cartoon of it. So that's actually my brother. Here, let's talk crap to him. Well, I think we hit on a lot of good stuff today, dude. And Jaron, did you want to say anything before we kind of?
No. I appreciate you coming, man.
Any closing statements? Anything you want to say?
No, not really. It was fun.
I appreciate you coming on, man. It was a good conversation.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It's
absolutely.
Fun
you gotta share us on Twitch or Twitter.
Absolutely.
On Twitter.
Of course.
No. But I think we definitely want to have you on again, man, because I think there's a whole lot of more gaming stuff we can talk about. Mental health is such a huge thing in almost it's such a big emphasis everywhere you go now. And it's no different in esports. Just because people think, oh, you're playing games for a living, it's clearly not that easy. And there's a lot of pressure associated with it, especially for those streamers who might quit everything to try to focus on it, man. You have it's a slow burn.
It is.
You've been doing it for what, 4 years, you said? Yep. And you're up to about 20, did you say?
15 to 20 years. And it fluctuates. There's months where it's 30, 35.
And to me,
there's 10. So
that's infinitely better than my numbers.
Like people like Nick who do this, like it's almost like I'm not a risk taker at all. I'm terrified to take risk, and I think you know me pretty well.
Yeah.
I do not take risk, and to do that, I look at people like Nick or other streamers out there, and I'm like, he took a risk and he's going for it all in. I mean, I work a day job. There's no way I would ever.
And if you're happy with your job, like
I'm totally happy. I love my job. I'm totally
that's
thrilled
all
with
that
it.
matters.
That's right.
I have to attribute that to my dad though, like me taking the risk and following this, because like my dad has worked various jobs since I've been alive.
Okay,
He owned a car dealership, and then he delivered like pharmaceutical drugs to like Walgreens and stuff around.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And now he does like DoorDash.
Pretty versatile.
He does a ton of stuff. So, but he has. Put all that aside, he has always chased his passion of being a songwriter and
that's awesome,
and producing music. And
cool. What kind of music?
Country.
My man.
He's a country music artist. So I grew up listening to country music. So But yeah, like regardless of what he does or how much time he has to spend doing it, he's traveled to audition for American Idol, The Voice, things like that.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
He puts out his music on the internet, so like he's never given up. So I'm never gonna give up.
He's taking risks.
Sweet.
You're taking risks.
Yeah.
And I gotta tell you from a personal standpoint, man, I love your streams, dude.
Thank you.
They're awesome. You got a good thing set up, man. I really like it. And man, dude, we just really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, of course.
Appreciate you coming on. We'll have you on again. Yeah, I think
I was just gonna say we'll have me on again maybe 6 months from now or whatever, and I want to say this to hold myself accountable. I'll average 50 viewers by then.
All right.
Okay,
So-
50
so
viewers.
All right,
have a
six,
clip, we
6
can
months.
back.
So we got in December. We got to have you back on. And
Yeah,
Absolutely.
If not sooner, maybe next week. And if you don't have 50 next week, no, I'm kidding.
be a
man, we really
roasting.
appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Of
And
course.
I think it's important to take care of ourselves.
Absolutely.
Take care of ourselves.
100%.
So, yeah, I think that'll do it for us. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll have Nick on again for sure. And I guess we'll see you next time.